Right guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is all going to be about the wrist angles at the top of the backswing, the start of the downswing, really focusing on the lead wrist, so your glove hand. Why, I have a question for you, why do great golfers, a lot of great golfers, make this movement at the start of the downswing, yet no one really does this? This is a movement we see with most typical amateur golfers, the wrist going this way. Great golfers tend to move this way. So at the top you will see a variance. You will see some this way, some flat, and some more this way in flexion. But whichever way they are, the majority of good golfers are moving more into flexion at the start of the downswing, and it's got some real benefits. I'm going to quickly run through them. Benefit number one of going this way with the wrist is look what the club does. It starts to drop and shallow behind me. What do we see with a common amateur mistake? The wrist going the opposite way, more into extension, the club shaft getting very steep, very vertical. So they're kind of moving that club more from out to in, and then they're having to make lots of compensations through impact. You will generate more speed if we can start to get that club to shallow and drop a little bit more behind you. It's also going to help your swing path. It's going to force your body to do something else, which I'm going to get onto right now. It's going to force you to rotate quicker. So there's a couple of reasons for that. One, the club is moving on a longer path. Two, the club face is less open. It's not closed, it's just less open. So the club face is opening in the whole of the backswing and closing the whole of the downswing, and it gets to square by impact. But majority of amateur golfers wait way too late. They've got the club face still open, very open, as they're coming down into impact, and then what are they having to do through impact? Really overuse hands and arms, a lot of flipping going on there, which makes it very hard to control the club face. So those who get the wrist angle moving this way, they don't close the face or get it closed compared to the target, they just get it less open. They get it closing sooner. And that means they can rotate their body and they're not so reliant on hands and arms. So one benefit, shallowing the club. Two is it's forcing them to rotate their body more. Three, they're not having to work as hard with the hands through impact. There is another benefit, there may be more, but another benefit I can quickly think off the top of my head is if I have the club face less open, I can get my hands more forwards at impact. Why is that important? Well, it's going to help me get that ball, turf strike. It's going to help me compress that golf ball, take a little bit of loft off and gain some distance. Those who have the club face excessively open, if I get my handle forwards through impact, that club face is still going to be open at impact. It's going to be adding a lot of loft and aiming way to the right of the target for me as a right-hander. So golfers stall their body, speed up their hands. Those who have got the club face closing a little earlier through those wrist conditions can turn their body and get my hands forwards and still achieve a square club face at impact, not this way, not adding loft. So it's really, really important. I have for you two great drills. The first one is just going to be a towel exercise, as if you're wringing the towel out. So you can do it where you split your hands, and this is going to work on the correct movement of the lead wrist, even though the trail hand is actually going to be a little wrong here. But if you try and move the hands in opposite directions, like you're wringing out the towel, okay? That gets the movement of the lead hand correct in that downswing pattern as we start the downswing this way. If I was linking my hands together, I'm just trying to feel like I twist this, almost like I'm twisting the handle. So you could do it with a golf club for sure. The second exercise is going to be one that you could take to the driving range to hit some shots, and all you're going to need is a T-peg. It's just going to go in this slot of the back of the glove. So it's going to look something like that, okay? And what we're trying to get the sensation of is that the T-peg starts to point towards the roof at the top of my backswing to start the downswing, rather than if I go this way, it's starting to point down and more out in front of me. And you can see again that club shaft getting very steep. So get that T-peg pointing up to the roof. I'm going to hit a couple, and I may hit these left to start with, but I'm going to stop at the top I'm going to try and get that tee peg to point up towards the sky, and then I'm going to turn and hit it. What it's going to force me to do to not hit the ball excessively left is turn my body quicker and get my hands a little bit more forwards. So stop, twist, hit, okay? So I hit it left, but it wasn't what I would class as excessively left of target, considering I'm really trying to exaggerate motion here, and this feels quite different to me. It's definitely something I'd like more of in my own golf swing. I'm not perfect at this. I'm not pretending to be. I'm just going to hopefully help you be good at this. So, twist, get that tee peg starting to point more up, rotate the body. Twist. Wow, that felt good. That was more of a push draw. Okay, that was really good. That was more of a push draw. You actually see with a lot of greats that do this, like Victor Hovland, Dustin Johnson, John Rahm, they actually tend to be faders of the golf ball, yet they have a club face that's closing earlier. And for a couple of reasons. Actually, when we're hitting a fade, we do need the club face slightly closed. We just need the path going more left. But they find that it works great at those high speeds to close that club face earlier and then really make sure the handle, the path is going more to the left than the face. And they find it a very efficient way to play golf. So I don't really mind what shot shape you're hitting as long as you can control it, as long as you can, you're not going to know every time, but as long as you start to gain an understanding of the ball flight. The next stage, we'd try and do it as one motion in the downswing. So you'd stop at the top, you'd try and do it in one motion, so twist and hit. That felt good as well. And the third stage is just putting it into a full swing, a full motion. I obviously don't want you on the golf course being this aware of it, but if you're someone going this way, cupped wrist, open club face, hitting high, weak shots, out right to target for a right-handed player, got too steep in the downswing, it's likely that you're not doing this with your wrist. So on this one, I'm not going to overthink it. I'm just going to rehearse it and then hit. That felt great. Go for it. Okay. And that one, probably the most down my target line. Not a perfect strike, but definitely the most down my target line. I wasn't overthinking that. I was just trying to put the motions into a flowing action, really. So I can't be too technical with it. I know this is a technical exercise, but as I said, if you've been working this way, you need to do some at-home and range time working on those wrist conditions. I know it's going to improve your game.